Mikey and Crumpets, welcome to the rundown this morning. Hello, good morning, good evening, good night, dear listener. Once again, you have found yourself striding manfully through the fields of Elysium, looking at the black dot on the landscape and wondering to yourself, is that the encroaching apocalypse, or is it the old oil house? Unfortunately, it's the old oil house. No apocalypse today, I'm afraid. With me today are three men. Manly men made by men for men with men. Man in a can, so to speak. The first one is my erstwhile Dark Ages. He is...
it's me, it's Stu, and he's already said it. It's Dark Ages. Hello.
Next to him is the prettiest of pretty.
Hi. Yes, I'm
You're waiting, aren't you?
I am. I'm actually dreading at this point. And I'm almost chained to the seat because I'm so scared about this.
Oh.
Well, I'm just going to bypass it this time around. Just move by. For we have a third person here. A person who we shall talk to on many things of shoes and ships and sealing wax and cabbages and kings. He is... Would you like to introduce yourself, Mr. Mystery Guest?
I'm trying to find out is why the sea is boiling hot and whether pigs have wings.
I find that asking Jeeves helps.
Oh, got it. Okay. Alta Vista... Ask Jeeves. Got it. Yeah. I am Nick Roche. I am the encroaching Roche. Hello.
The encroach. I didn't even think of that one.
No, that was good. I thought that's what you were leading into with your well-designed intros, but turned out it wasn't that well-designed.
No, that's right. Just mine away at my self-esteem.
Absolutely, yeah. We're going to dig through to the core of your self-esteem and probably bypass Thatcher in hell as we go.
Ooh, topical.
Oh, wow, we're off to an early start.
Like, have I got news for you, ain't I? Ain't I just...
Now there's a TV show I want to watch. Have I got Roche for you? Oh, Nick, would you be interested in turning up at people's doorsteps, a la the Daz Doorstep Challenge, but instead of Daz, a variety of various weapons of mass destruction?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I model myself mostly on Ian Lee circa 1999 on the 11 o'clock show anyway, just in terms of tolerability and pasty grey-faced annoyance. So yeah, I think I'll be really good at that job.
You say pasty grey-faced annoyance and all I've got in my head is the John Major spitting image puppet.
Yeah, again, we just keep referring back to 1989 references really, don't we? So yeah. Yeah, I'll show up. When do I start?
Well, we'll give it a little bit of time. Get people used to the idea first. So about half hour?
Yeah, see you there.
Right, then I'll go get the nuclear weapons and Stu can get the axe.
Okay.
It would be beautiful if someone's doorbell rang at the half-hour point on this podcast. Oh, no.
It'd be even better if it was Mikey's.
Yeah, that would be good.
He's just sitting there, looking at the door, quivering with excitement and fear.
Those often
In
make
equal measures?
nights, I find.
Right, well, we might as well get started properly here. Mr. Roche.
Yeah.
For those people out there who may not know who you are and what it is that you do, I actually have a small amount of dread in asking this question. Who is Nick Roche?
Nick Roche is the tears in an infant's eyes, the smile on a cat's face, and the quizzical look of a dolphin receiving a handjob. That is, my friends, that is what Nick Roche is.
Oh, my lord.
Nick Roche's sporadic drawings about once every 6 to 8 months that people like and then disappears again.
Would you say you disappear like a ninja or disappear like a sunny day?
I'm noisier than both those things. So you definitely know I've left. So yeah, sunny day is sort of like it could come back, but no, you'll hear the window smashing outwards as I leave you. So
I always had the idea you were almost like the littlest hobo. You just this theme tune kicks up and you just jog off for no reason at all.
Yeah, it's I've been called the littlest something that sounds like the littlest hobo. I've been called that quite often. Yeah. Mostly in
What
primary
rhymes
school.
with hobo?
Lobo is the only thing I've got.
Lobo from the Fraggles.
I was more thinking DC. Is it
That's
true, Nick?
between you and me, though, Adam, isn't it, really? So, yeah.
Oh, yes, you mean some face paint.
You bastard.
This is an interesting night. Anyhow, so, first of all, Mr. Roche, I'm going to say to you, congratulations, for I hear that your Spotlight Megatron has actually gone to a second printing.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to hear that, and I'm very happy to hear your congratulations. And yeah, it has. It's really cool. It's. I didn't think it was going to go down as well as that for a number of reasons, but mainly because the quality of current Transformer comics is pretty high. I don't know if you've noticed. So it's not like I could sort of kind of duck my head in and save the scene like I used to. And no, it was good. It was good to be sort of. The people bought it, people liked it, and it was good that we kind of succeeded with it because, as everyone knows now, it was designed to be a toy pack-in, so we couldn't do, I couldn't get massively ambitious with it and kind of introduce a million new plot strands or kind of exciting new story arcs. It had to be kind of done in one, and I kind of had to say. Mm-hmm. That's one of the cool things about it. That comic is going to be some kids' first Transformers comic, and it's going to be some kids' first comic, full stop. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, no, it is. I'm very happy to hear that Megatron's gone to a second print, and I only found out the other day that it outsold the other Transformer titles in February altogether. So that was
good lord.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
How quickly were you on the phone to everybody else?
How quickly was on the phone to sort of tell them to buy it, or to tell them?
Just on the phone, just sitting there going, "Bah, boom, beer, suck it," and then just slam the phone down. Who's next? Roberts. Boom, beer, slam the phone down. No explanation at all. Just literally, just answer things. Hello, boom, beer, slam. Go on.
I haven't done it yet. I'm waiting for the weekend for that, so I can have some Kleenex and some baby oil nearby. No, I mean, I think that's what the figures on the sales list say, but the figures also will say that probably more than the CI thing came out a few weeks later in February than mine, so it's you can't really compare like for like, but it looks good on paper, and hopefully it'll give a sign to the people at IDW that I'm worth keeping around, and maybe get me back to do something soon. That's the thing. So yeah,
we actually brought up a thing there that interests me, and one that I can't help but think I'm a little bit jealous. Because at some point this year, there is going to be a toy out that has your comic in it.
It's kind of cool.
Going to be in the packaging.
Yeah.
That's got to be the coolest feeling in the world.
Kind of is. It kind of is. Yeah. And it's weird talking to other kind of comic artists, like non-Transformers comic artists, and people who kind of friends of mine who work for Marvel or DC or whatever. And, I sort of, I'd love to have their job. I'd love to draw men in spandex with highly detailed seams on them month in, month out. They're the ones that are sort of saying, man, you're getting a toy made of your design, and you get your comic. Well, yes, that's the different thing. You're getting a comic packed in with a toy, and that's cool. And they're making toys kind of influenced by your designs, and it's sort of like, yeah, but you get to draw Wolverine. But no, it is. It's cool. It is genuinely a dream come true. I just like the fact that I hope in this way alone I've joined Simon Furman in writing a comic that will hopefully be someone's first Transformers comic. And everyone's favorite Transformers comic is often their first, so I kind of like the idea that there's 8 or 9 year olds who will be poring over each panel and redrawing, images from it and kind of quoting dialogue back at me in 20 years' time. That'll be kind of tedious, but rewarding. And that's why there's a beatdown in that issue with Megatron kicks the crap out of Starscream, and as usual I tend to draw a lot of like lubricant and oil and everything sort of flying, and the notes came back this time saying, we can't do that on this one, so it was going to be a purple spatterfest like Wreckers, but luckily it was in the pencil stage when John Barber's like, no, not for the kids, man, never for the kids.
So
they're the ones who appreciate it most.
I think they would, to be honest. I think if I was a 7 or 8 year old, it would have done. But yeah, it was kind of. And then it was also a thing. I was kind of, I'm not admitting this myself, but other people have pointed out that it was like a hate fuck between Scream and Megatron. It was. But that's I couldn't possibly comment. So.
Because I know when I was reading it, and I got to a certain point, it was just like, how twisted is Nick? All of these robots are messed up, and then here's one dude with no hands, and then read. Oh God, Starscream's face. And it's like,
That's almost exactly like the email John Barber sent when I said the script. That's how he edits. You know, he likes or dislikes something when he just goes, "Oh God, face," you know. So make it stop. So yeah, that was, yeah. No, I saw someone who didn't online. There's a few people who kind of didn't get. You know, it's intended to be quite a funny issue in a lot of ways, and I think definitely the three people I'm talking to now would have appealed to their sense of humor, you know. So, but some people were like,
oh, just a little bit.
Yeah, well, but some people were like, oh, you know, God, is that supposed to be shocking when he says that he hasn't got any hands? And it's like, no, it's clearly not supposed to be shocking.
That was freaking hilarious.
Yeah,
but I've got no hands.
Exactly. There's a lot of sort of silliness, and even just kind of, you know, Megatron doing the checklist on his body parts at the beginning.
I absolutely loved that. The checklist was brilliant.
Cheers. Cool. No, yeah.
I've got to ask, because I remember when I read it, all I could think of was Def Clock's track Mermaid, where they're going on about knives check, stones check. I was just sitting there going, is this what?
Someone, yeah, it was probably you, in fact, probably mentioned that there was a death. They thought they'd seen a death. Like, I'm afraid it wasn't intentional, but
damn you! Now you're no longer my favorite. Damn doubt.
No, it's the fact that the
wasn't a red blast. No, but that was just
back to Roberts yet again. Yeah, I know. I'll take February. I won't have it all year round. So.
It's just a shame that Admiral John Barber sent you an email telling you to calm it down a little bit. I would like to have seen one that just went, I'm Admiral John Barber, and this is what I would like.
Well, I mean, it doesn't do me any harm to kind of reel it in a little bit. I mean, nearly a lot of the Transformer stories I've drawn, and it doesn't. I don't know where it comes from genuinely, because I mean, you guys have kind of met me, and I'm not really that sort of sick and twisted. But most of the stories I've written, and then in a lot of stories I've drawn, have involved body parts flying and kind of, you know, facial mutilation and decapitation and things like that. So I mean, you know, I'd intended, if I had a choice, what my next Transformer script would have been. It would have been a complete and utter U-turn from anything I'd done previously, and it wouldn't have been so much robotic body horror. But then, just when I had Starscream fighting Megatron, I couldn't kind of hold back either, even though I did hold back as much as, you know, compliance asked me to. So, but no, sometimes it's good to have someone to kind of keep you back, and yeah, John is just a really good editor, and he knows, you know, sometimes editors have sort of kind of given me bad advice, and sometimes they've given me spot on advice, and sometimes they give me advice which I kind of don't agree with, but I get they have to give. But John kind of knew his onions in this, I have to say. So, and yeah, I guess he knew that it had to be a certain way for Hasbro to sort of agree to include it, because I mean, I still think we got away with quite a bit. I mean, even the bit with Windsweeper and Skywarp, and Skywarp sort of saying, I'm gonna stick my hand in your abdomen and wave. You know, so it's kind of...
Yeah, that was a delightful moment. That's like, oh yeah, he totally could do that. Why has nobody ever even thought of him doing that?
Yeah, no, I think Skywarp. If Skywarp was clever enough, like, he'd be a massive threat to everyone. He really hasn't. He's had millions of years, and he still hasn't quite figured out what he can do and just how special a guy he is.
And I always remember the thing in the animated series, in like the pilot, where he asks permission to teleport.
That's a good point, isn't it? Yeah.
It's like, why would you ask permission? You can do it.
Yeah. That's a really good point, actually. Yeah, I think if I get to write him again, I'll make sure that I'll try and. I don't pay a huge amount of attention to the cartoon, but the pilot episodes, Arrival from Cybertron, as it should be known, is you know, that's a perfect way to introduce Transformers and stuff, and I should maybe owe a little bit more to that. So yeah, if I write Skywarp again, he's totally going to be the sort of person that dances on the spot before asking if he can use the bathroom. So
awesome.
Yeah. Like an 8-year-old with massive security issues. So yeah.
I just thought it's more maybe Megatron's hitting him with a rolled up paper. No.
Yeah. That's Skywarp. I'll try and get bruised nose from now on as well to make it look sick.
You actually make an interesting point there. Can you get away with more in comics because the Transformers are robots than you would do normally? Because, as I say, they're robots, and you can get away with a bit more, in inverted commas, gore and body horror.
I think we can, and I think I feel I've been given permission to do that simply because of what happened, the sort of things that would happen in Marvel UK. You know, like when Galvatron was being sucked off by a vortex. You know, Not being sucked off by Vortex.
Well, this is the problem. I'm playing the Transformers Legends game on my phone at the moment, and I've just unlocked Megatron and Vortex. So, thank you for that image.
I know it's going to be happening tonight on your same thing that happens usually on your mobile phone late at night, I'd imagine, Adam, but just this time involving giant robots.
Well, I couldn't possibly comment about my mobile porn viewing, It's me and my doctor. Yes. Anyhow, moving on.
No, I was just going to say, I think them being robots though, it does allow you to get away with stuff, and it kind of, I ended up writing and drawing things that I would have no interest in seeing if they were human characters or kind of humanoid characters. I wouldn't be interested in a Prison Break 5-issue series with intense body torture. Some people definitely would be, but I wouldn't be one of them. I wouldn't want to read it, write it, or draw. With kind of spurting arteries and all that sort of thing. I bet you didn't know what the fuck I was going to say there, but yeah.
That sort of edged up a bit. And went, no, that's fine.
So yeah, I think we can get away with a lot with Transformers. It would be kind of nice if there were kind of established. And I suppose there are a few more of these kind of established parameters for what constitutes a mortal wound in a Transformer, and how far is too far, how much can a Transformer take before they can sort of just apply for a new body, and
According to the '86 movie, getting shot in the shoulder apparently, but yeah, what do I know?
Yeah, the times. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I think those Autobots just died from shock in that shuttle, just from the fact that they were being hit for once, as opposed to sort of being missed wildly by the Decepticons. It's just a.
That's what Prowl's face is. It's not his insides melting; it's his brain dying and just going. Well, wait, they can hit.
Yeah.
Why didn't I get the memo?
So I think you can get away with a lot of Transformers, and I think I would hope that kind of parents who kind of are offering these Transformers comics to their kids, they see the same as well. But I know that some people won't let their kids read. Like Wreckers, for example, and I think even on Comixology, Wreckers is rated 15, which is kind of sexy. But apparently it was sort of like, that means that 10-year-olds can't read it. But from talking to people who have 10-year-olds, they said, I don't think they kind of let them read it anyway. And it's not even apparently it's not even just a visual thing with Wreckers. It's just kind of the implied menace and kind of mood. Does that make me a bad parent? Because I was planning to make that Neve's first reading. No, that makes you the best parent. That makes you the winning parent. Please podcast you reading it to her for the first time.
With voices.
Yeah, exactly. I really want to hear you do all the voices, like all. You better fucking make sure that every generic Decepticon has a different voice, because if you don't,
that's right.
Why do we get the feeling that your daughter's first ever bedtime story is going to involve us three standing there with scripts?
Oh dear God, no!
She'll never sleep again.
I expect it every night. Daddy, can I have Silence of the Lambs this time?
Well, just even the fact that you guys would fight beforehand over who gets which parts and stuff, And...
You have no idea how correct you are. There's a reason I brought this baseball bat, Rob. I'm Overlord. Got it?
Well, I imagine Overlord would be the part to fight for, but someone asked me... no, it wasn't anyone on here. Someone asked me the other day on Twitter which picture of Overlord that I have drawn do I think kind of sums up my connection with him, or my connection with him and the fandom or whatever. And I think my answer was kind of the pin-up that I drew of him on the throne with all the oil dripping from his hands or whatever. But I had to sort of go check the Wreckers trade just to sort of see, maybe I should look through here and see which one I think is best and see which one suited him. And I realized he's only in one panel in issue 4. There's a whole issue pretty much where he is not there, but his presence is so strong, you just feel like he's there in every panel, so it's something that, I wrote the bloody thing and I kind of was like, that's kind of cool, and so that's a fact I didn't know myself before, so yeah, so that's he does sort of loom large in that series, it has to be said.
I'm going to have to go back and reread it now, I need an excuse.
I'm beginning to wish I'd brought my copy down now. Oh, well.
We should all do a reading. We should all pay $350 for the new Wreckers Limited, IDW Limited set with handmade case. And I'm not on commission, really, honestly.
Oh, yeah, that is a very, very nice set, if you can afford it.
Yeah, if you can afford it.
Hands up on that one, I'm sure that 10 richest kings and queens of Europe who can will love it. And Amy,
I feel a little bit bad for kind of that it exists, to be honest, because people have sort of, if you have Last Stand of the Records at this stage, you're not going to pay 350 quid to own it, and if you don't own Last Stand of the Records, you're not going to pay 350. But don't tell anyone I said that. But and in fairness, it seems to be doing pretty well. So it's and it is an absolutely gorgeous, and I'm very lucky that they've sort of decided that Records is worthy of that. But that's one of those sort of things I think, we're so lucky that they gave Records the IDW Limited box set treatment. But when you'll probably some other shitty miniseries will come along that will give that treatment to, and you'll be like, Records wasn't special at all. It's like when you see sort of a less talented artist get sort of better reviews than you online, you're like, people really are thick. That's kind of.
I am too much of a professional, in inverted commas, to essay anything to that, I think.
I'm not. Who are you talking about?
No one at all. No, and especially not genuinely no one in the Transformers community. Just kind of people I know. And not even people I know in real life, just people I've seen, and it's sort of like, come on, you guys, I'm better than that. And people are like, bravo, this guy, he really is the future. And it's like, he drew 4 fingers on one hand, so it's kind of...
well, I'll just say it. So, Rob Liefeld, then. Anyhow.
Well, I'm not going to say
boys.
There was on one of the comic book websites recently, I think it was Comics Alliance, over the last few days, they're doing things where they kind of tear apart old comics from the 90s and just go, how ridiculous. And I was laughing along with it until they picked one of the first comics I had ever owned, and it was issue 4 of Jim Lee's X-Men, I think, and it's the issue where they're playing basketball and Gambit picks up Rogue for a date on Harley Davidson, and it's just so fabulously 90s. And I was just getting so defensive that people would slag this off, but yeah, I guess, and same with Rob Liefeld. I kind of, he is responsible for people of a certain age kind of getting into comics, and I think, when you're 13, you start looking at Rob Liefeld and you're like, yeah, God, anyone can do this, and then when you're 14, you're like, yeah, anyone really can. So,
well, it's like the Todd McFarlane boom, isn't it? Once Image started up, people got really into the idea of, anybody can make comics, and I think that's a lot of why the 90s get so maligned when it comes to comics, because a lot of people did. They went, I can do comics too.
But it gets maligned in a way that punk music doesn't. And, when punk in the 1970s and DIY music, the late 70s came along, it's sort of like, wasn't punk great? They couldn't play, but they did it themselves. But with comics, it's sort of like there's a snobbishness about it, and it's kind of, it's what those, obviously there's bands that have been influenced by punk but who've gone on to be more complex musical arrangers, and their music doesn't sound anything like punk, but they got their start from being inspired by it. And I think a lot is to be said for that kind of Liefeld, Todd McFarlane Image style, where it was just kind of a lot of sort of noise with nothing behind it, but I'm sure it led on to the likes of kind of Robert Kirkman and the kind of the image that's there now, and this so
completely. Image Comics went through this really strange metamorphosis, the turn of the century. God, did I really just say turn of the century?
Yeah, I know.
Wow.
Curl our waxen moustaches and pat our top hats. Yeah. It's,
See, I told you we should have had pipes for this.
Welcome to the Gentleman's Club. I've completely derailed my own train of thought there by considering myself old. Great.
But you get to use the at the turn of the century sort of a phrase. That's pretty good. And I like to think your mouth is sloping downward due to too much pipe pressure. Any chap will have a sort of the corner of his mouth pulled down ever so slightly.
Good Lord, sir. I take umbrage at that. I've just dropped my newspaper in the fire.
Oh, yes. Good Lord, sir. Good Lord, not in the Gentleman's Club, please.
Yes.
I will wager you.
I will see you outside, sir.
To auto assembly before you. That'd be good if it sort of did an 80 days around the world by any means necessary trip to auto assembly. So it kind of feels like that some years anyway. So
yeah, that's true enough.
I did last time I drove down there. That was epic.
How far did you have to come from?
We're coming from Carlisle, so
that's up a bit, isn't it? That's up the way.
It's just before Scotland.
Yeah. Okay.
So it was quite a drive, and obviously in a confined space with Adam and his brother.
Now, listen. Is his brother a real person, or is he? You sort of said his brother, like he might be a ventriloquist puppet that he has, and he demands that everyone refer to him as my brother. And he just says like really racist sort of things all the time. Like, really kind of.
It's like you were in the car with us. It really is. I mean, it was just like, that point where you kind of like, Adam, we can't do another toilet stop. He's like, but my brother needs to go. It's like, look, Adam, really, we can't. I mean, we've only been on the road for like, an hour and we've had 15 stops already. But, it's just that when he gets that glint in his eye and it's just kind of like, right, I better pull over the car because he's going to murder.
Why does he get the glint in that he needs to use the toilet?
Well, I think the less said about me glinting in the toilets, the better. People pay good money for me to glint in their toilets. I'll have you know.
I actually pay you good money not to.
You pay me good money to stay away from your house.
Yeah. Why does it never work?
Because I want more money. Well, I think we've derailed ourselves into a nice little dead end and cul-de-sac, so I'm going to sit back and let Rob get us out of it. Go on, Rob.
Dig.
Right, okay.
Dig.
Sorry, mirror signal, maneuver, reverse.
I'm learning to drive at the moment.
Oh, man.
Best thing when you're learning to drive is just remember one important rule.
Mm-hmm.
If it's bigger than you, it wins.
Mm-hmm. I've been applying that rule to most things, even small children on BMXs. Look, it's like I'm not gonna challenge you. It's not fun. I like to sort of pretend that it's an artist thing. It's an art like left brain, right brain thing. But I think I just might be mildly remedial.
Well, it's the best thing to do when you get like kids, old people. Is just remember death race because they're worth more points.
Every time I do a podcast, it comes back to this subject, but I play Mario Kart a lot. And I'm not really joking in that like if I played it either just before or even the evening before going for a lesson, I've been warned. Apparently, I have very sort of sudden turns on the steering wheel. So yeah.
Oh man, I'm just gonna find your house in 10 squares like the boxes, get you to drive over them, thinking you're getting red shells.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like just sort of screaming, "Blue shell, motherfucker!" Examiner or my teacher. Yeah.
Have you been hitting the horn or anything like that, thinking it's going to make you do your little jump skid?
Yeah. I've been drifting the fuck out of it. So yeah, so it's good. And just a little pump sort of boost that you get on the corners really is something to behold. But So I need to. It's a conciliatory attempt at trying to be a grown up. Also, my live-in female housemate, stroke wife, is insisting that I do it. So I guess the time has come really. So yeah.
Speaking as somebody who does drive, it's not a sign of growing up. It's really not. It just means you can go to like the supermarket at stupid o'clock in the morning to buy sweets and stuff.
Oh, now you're selling it. No one has ever sold it to me like this before. Why couldn't they sort of put a positive spin on it? So it's true. I mean, when you're 8 years old, you'd love nothing more than to drive. But kind of now I'm the age I am. It just seems like tedious work. Especially because I don't get the sort of same level of satisfaction driving into mushroom-headed twats that I do on my
Whoa! You got a problem with Toad?
No, I don't. To be honest, I drive as Toad, if I'm honest. So,
lest we forget, he's the best.
He's the best. He's I drive like a mushroom-headed twat. So yeah, I should really cast a spur.
All right, we need that as a bumper sticker.
All right, the most important question though.
Yeah.
How many times did it take you to do Rainbow Road?
On which version, the Wii or the GameCube or
the Wii?
Yeah, like you mean before I didn't fall
when
off?
You managed to finally do it with like say only one time falling off the Rainbow Road.
It's impossible.
I've done it a couple of times, but I've gotten worse from it again. But it did take me a while. To be honest, when I first started playing Mario Kart on the Wii, I got sucked into the whole use the steering wheel thing. It's gonna be awesome, cool, and it's really annoying. So and then I found out obviously that the Wiimote and the nunchuck, that's kind of the way to go. But better by far is GameCube controller. And
Yes, definitely.
that's the way to go. So kind of, for some reason, you just need that little bit of traction and rumble action going on. So once I kind of, but I seem to have gotten worse on Rainbow Road. I'm getting the measure of the other tracks a bit more. But I was kind of intensely sort of playing over the last 6 months with my cousin who lives in America, and that fucking useless prick just had a baby. So
wow.
I remember when that game first came out, all the guys from work got it because we all had Wii consoles, and it was all of us like playing on a night, doing all the races and that. And the one thing that was so funny was, because obviously you work with people, you know what they're like when they get angry or frustrated at a game, and it's the fact that you can only do the preset sort of messages from thing, and it's kind of like you'd finish the race and like you'd get the person who'd like just lost out by a smidge just kind of saying like, "Hey, that was a great race. Want to do it again?"
Well
and
done.
you just
Let's do it again. You're the best. That sort of thing. Yeah.
You just know he's sat there going, "I want another goatee, you bastard."
Oh yeah, or the most patronising one is, "You're all so fast." Just keep flash that up on someone who's just lost 3 times in a row. So.
I do wish that somebody would hack the Wii so you could get some really filthy messages going on that.
It would help because no one's ever played Mario Kart in a sort of stable state of mind, really. You know, like you're never sort of kind of like, "Oh, well done, chum. That was a good race." It's just like I've cried playing Mario Kart. Like it's kind of.
It's that thing when you're just about to cross the finish line. You've pretty much got your arms in the air because you're like a centimetre off, just ready to scream, "I am the victor," and a blue shell just knocks you for 6.
What you do is, on my hacked version of the Wii, which I've now created in my head, you press X, and it turns from "well done, chum" to "next time I see you, I'm going to wear you like a goddamn puppet." I'm oiling my fist now.
That's why oil it? Do you know what I mean? That's too much consideration for the recipient, surely. It's if you're really trying to make a statement, just
you do
go
have to wash your arm afterwards.
Yeah, otherwise you get a thesauri.
Yeah, indeed. And the last thing you want to do is wander around with a herd of thesauri on your arm.
No, I think I've just done a call back to something that happened before we were recording as well, didn't I?
Yes.
Oh, Nicholas Roche.
So now people are going to be sitting there going, "That's all right. What? That's a type of book."
But us four, we think we're pretty cool guys.
Yeah, man.
We're the cool kids. We're going to go ride a motorbike and smoke now.
Imagine a
we're cool.
In which we are the cool kids.
Yeah, going to go sit in the back of the bus.
Yeah, and then what?
And I don't know. What do we?
Then we pick somebody to insult because that makes us cool.
Then we scrape our names into the back of the in the chair in front.
You guys, that's not cool.
I don't know. I was never part of the cool kids.
Yeah, that's what the cool kids at school when I was at school.
Oh.
I used to do cooler things like sit there and cry myself to sleep.
Well, starters you mean to go on anyway.
Yeah.
Kind of,
not much has changed.
Through adulthood, yeah.
Yeah, there's just more masturbation now whilst I'm crying.
Took you a while to figure that one out, chum, yeah?
I don't like the way you said chum there. It's like, it took you a while to figure that one out. I know this because I've been watching through the window for the last
I just like to think that you're one of the many Robins to my avuncular Batman.
Oh my lord.
And they dead. You
one of the many disposable young male children.
God.
Back to Rolf Harris again. Anyhow, so
I think that's a callback as well.
There could be people saying, Rolf Harris isn't Batman. What are you talking about?
Rolf Harris was not the 82-year-old Australian entertainer that was arrested in recent weeks.
Could have been Dame Edna Everage.
So he's 84 apparently. So he's.
You researched this, didn't you?
Yeah. There's definitely a joke here with 2 little boys as well, but there's just no point. Really.
I was going down the time we can't bring down sport.
Someone pointed out that the song Two Little Boys is actually a thinly veiled Masonic sort of anthem or hymn. It's all about kind of helping your sort of fellow kind of warrior or your fellow sort of brother, I guess is what it is. So I think if you sort of go back and read it in that context, it's all sort of thinly sort of the secret handshakes and kind of nods and winks. It's just basically like a a pop chart friendly Masonic hymn.
I like the idea of cultish behaviour being pulled into the pop charts.
Yeah, there's got to be other like hidden sort of messages in pop songs, like, you know. But I mean, not in the sort of like play Led Zeppelin backwards, or, you know, sync up Dark Side of the Moon with Wizard of Oz. But yeah, no, I mean, there's definitely something like Jessie J is definitely instigated violence. Well, she has, I guess, in many ways. But you know, she's definitely sort of ignited this sleeper cell somewhere, I guess. So yeah.
I can't help but think that One Direction is going to be responsible for a mass amount of suicides in the next couple of years.
Man, if that kid gets his haircut, yeah, there will be a load of suicides.
Oh, yeah.
If Harry loses his style, man.
Unfortunately, I don't actually know any of the names, so.
Neither do I. Oh fuck.
Don't do it to yourself, Nick, man. Just let it go.
I'm more of a wanted man.
Well, I think less said about that, the better.
No, that's me telling you I'm a wanted man, and can I stay in your house tonight, please?
You don't want to be saying that on the air, but somewhere Amy's ears have just pricked up. She's got the scent of blood. She's like a shark. She's coming.
Poor Amy. She just ends up being the butt of it, doesn't she? Really, bless her. But you know, you bring it on yourself, Amy. You've got no one else to blame.
Oh, there's a darkness in that woman.
I think there is, yeah.
I wouldn't cross her. There is a darkness there.
No way, no.
Going on about songs with hidden meanings, though, I do have a quite interesting fact.
Let's go!
Uh-oh.
You know the song Waltzing Matilda?
Yeah.
Do you know what that's apparently about?
Waltzing Matilda? Oh.
Billy can... No, what is it about?
Apparently, in the old days of traversing the outback, you know that you had like a sleeping bag that'd be really tightly wound up, be tightly tied down, right?
Oh.
Right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Waltzing Matilda is when you masturbate with a sleeping bag.
That's amazing.
So what you're basically singing there is, shag in a mattress,
You'll get a friction burn on the springs. That's really... I need to corroborate that. I don't doubt you for a second. Why would you lie to me? But yeah, it does kind of. I've slept. I haven't done the.
Whoa!
Hang on a sec.
I've slept in a mattress in the outback, gazing up at the constellations. That's the sort of well-traveled sort of guy I am, guys. You're not going to get James Roberts doing that shit. He's only been on that island once. It's been professional impersonators bearing at auto assembly for the last couple of years. So yeah, he was. Yeah.
So you said that Roberts is now going off and going, right, I must go somewhere. Atlantis. That's a real place. I'm going there.
I think Guernsey used to be Atlantis, to be honest. If James's web toes are anything to go by. Pretty sure.
Oh, my lord.
So what you're saying is that Mr. James Roberts doesn't in fact need a boat to traverse from the island to the mainland?
No. No. He's his gills, his webbed feet, and his rudder-like appendage will get him there every time.
I now feel that in some way, shape, or form, James Roberts is in fact the first coming of Cthulhu. So thank you so much for that image.
Well, especially that word "coming" is quite apt. Yes.
The imagery.
It's so pure. I genuinely promised myself I wasn't gonna just fall down these stupid little holes, these little sort of seedy, sort of obvious, sort of childish holes.
It's Adam. He brings that out in people. He really does.
Well, I just associate talking to Adam, who like after hours in a pub at a convention. So I just feel that this chat needs to be similar sounding. It doesn't need to be that way, you guys.
Well, we could start some kind of intelligent conversation off if you want.
Oh, it's far in. It's too far back to get to. I mean, I know that from my driving and stuff like that. Just keep going forward, never look back.
Make sure you're on mushrooms.
Yes, make sure you have collected the requisite amount of speeding up mushrooms, is what I would have to say there. Or make sure you're on mushrooms. Yes, of course.
Okay.
You can just see the headlines now. Anyhow, 83-year-old. Hang on, sorry, no, wrong.
Wrong headline.
Yes, Margaret Thatcher. Oh, sorry, wrong headline again. Wow, need to get these images out of my head completely and utterly.
Your smartphone for some Matilda waltzing later on tonight.
Whilst I'm on my mobile phone playing Transformers Legends and crying. That's
you wonder why I won't let you in my house.
I made a particularly off-color joke about Vortex on my Twitter the other day that I immediately had to delete, and it was agreed by the 3 people who saw it that I did the right thing by deleting it. So obviously I can't mention it here, but yeah, it's for the pub another time. But let's basically say I wouldn't be getting employed to draw Transformers comics anymore if I'd said it. So it's
God.
it was pretty dark. So yeah, it was. Anyway, so what else we got to talk about, you guys?
No.
Has anybody got any interesting comments to bring up about having sex with various parts of your furniture?
No.
Well,
No,
now
right
you
then.
should mention it.
Oh, right, fantastic. And here was me hoping that we were going to get out of this particular cul-de-sac, but no.
I know a gentleman who likes other gentlemen, but as a younger man, he used to attend church, and he fancied someone who went to this church and who always arrived at this church at the services on his motorbike, and he left his leather gloves on his motorbike. And this guy that I know, so enamored was he with the young man, that he figured the best way to show how interested he was and to show his affection was to ejaculate into the man's gloves.
Oh,
And just have the knowledge in his head that the man would be sort of slipping his fingers into his coat of effluent as he drove off to his house after worshipping our Lord and Master Jesus Christ.
The thing that worries me there is that every time it was this friend.
It genuinely
Can't
was.
see the quote marks, but I'm quote marking.
I know, it's unfortunate.
This friend.
That story, and part of me almost wishes it was me that did that, because at least I've got a story to tell out of it. But yeah, no, I kind of quite never. So just don't leave your riding gloves nearby if you think that anyone really wants to make their mark on you. Yeah, just imagine. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? Just the cold, claggy, sort of
sticky white love gloves.
White love gloves, yeah. Yeah.
The thing that worries me is when you put your hand in, like how far did he get so far and then just go? I don't know what that is. I should just continue, or did he take them off? That's what worries me.
It's true, yeah.
You're overthinking this way too much.
I'm already committed. I might as well just go the rest of the way.
Yeah,
I need to wash my hands anyway.
Yeah, it's the biting cold on the outside of my fingers as I ride is not as is it more intolerable than the sort of clammy sort of wallpaper paste consistency is getting under my fingernails now. Yeah.
Oh god, and nevertheless my brain's starting to analyse now because he must have done it during or before the service, so that means it's also had time to cool.
I can't quite figure out which way around he did it. Did he sort of nip out and then nip it in? I'm not really sure. And then I don't know. Did he sort of choose favor one glove over the other on varying alternate weekends? Well, this Sunday is definitely a lefty, but wait, that I'm saving up a righty for him next weekend. So yeah, it's. Or did he sort of try and did he have a funnel that he could sort of bifurcate his funnel so he could sort of deliver the payload in both gloves simultaneously? I don't know. Fine, I'll give you his Twitter name and you can add his. No.
So before we move on, I'm just going to quickly ask, hey Rob, you've got some gloves, haven't you?
I am not never ever seeing them.
Doesn't need to see him, he just needs to feel the buggers between his.
Ah.
I've got a plan now involving 3 midgets and a goat.
I just thought myself. I've just taught myself after out of leaving my pencil case unattended auto assembly this year. I think so. I think this should be a cautionary tale for everyone.
But you really shouldn't. You should leave your pencil case somewhere. I've got a welding kit. Be grateful when you come back to. I left it was a pencil case. Now it appears to be some kind of steampunk architecture.
I wouldn't mind that. Actually, if you could, and in fact, you probably could rustle one up for me. Yeah. Sort me out with a steampunk pencil case by August, young fella, my lad.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, good God.
Now,
remember last year you accepted so many challenges you didn't know what you were doing?
No, so instead I just shot Phil with a Nerf gun.
Several times.
Yeah. I went hunting.
Phil hunting.
Speaking of hunting strange and ancient animals, is anyone going to see Jurassic Park?
I really, really want to.
Did you know that Jurassic Park is only my second favourite dinosaur-based film that's experiencing a 20th anniversary this year?
What's the first?
Super Mario Brothers, you prick.
Awesome.
Why the shit are you all laughing at me?
Because I didn't even think of that, and I'm so sorry.
Because you called Adam a prick.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fair enough. As long as you're
That
not
always makes me laugh. You know?
laughing at my choice. It's I genuinely, because I don't know any better, I genuinely got into sort of, and got bullied for sort of claiming that at the time. After summer holidays, and we had a sort of one of those hip, cool religion teachers, and he sort of he never showed us, he never did any religion studies with us at all. He just showed us films. Reservoir Dogs was banned in Ireland when it came out, but he managed to have a copy, so he showed a bunch of sort of 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds in fact, Reservoir Dogs, a pirate copy of Reservoir Dogs instead of religion. So yeah, he's cool for that. But he's after the summer, he's sort of so what were the summer's best films, guys? And everyone's like, yeah, Jurassic Park, and I was like, Super Mario Brothers is, the graphics were way better.
God.
Actually, Super Mario Brothers is a weird one.
It's a really film, isn't it?
It's like I can't think the best way to describe it, because it is a kind of weird film, because the aesthetic of it is just a bit too adult for kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
The actual base material is a bit too sort of kiddie for the adult sort of thing, so it didn't really fit anywhere. But I love that movie.
I genuinely do. I haven't seen it in quite a while, but I do. As it stands currently in my head, unchallenged, yeah, I do genuinely love that film, and I love the production design of it, and kind of. But it was weird how they sort of, instead of just going all out fantasy and let's go. I mean, it's probably a bad idea to do a live action Mario Brothers film, but the fact that they did try and come up with sort of kind of a grim dark sort of setting to it, and kind of
it was incredibly dark.
Yeah, and see, even like casting counterculture hero Dennis Hopper as the kids aren't going to go, oh great, Dennis, that's for the whole plot and the search for the mushrooms and all this sort. It's all very sort of appeals to it and a slightly more relaxed adult sort of clientele late on a Friday evening, I imagine. But it's a weird film. But there's so much I like in it. I love the design of the Goombas, and I love the swamp boots, the swamp stomper boots, and but it just a weird thing that Toad in it was a kind of a folk singer, a kind of a rebel protest singer and stuff. Yeah,
and his haircut was the mushroom.
That's the fact that they even kind of made little attempts at it, but strange.
I did only get away with that. The little thing in that with because my mate got it on DVD and we watched it, and ever since then it's like when we're at work and you got nobody in the shop, you just find yourself doing the lines of so what's your name? Mario. What's your last name? Mario. What's your name? Luigi. Oh, let me guess, Luigi? No, Luigi Mario. You just got that poor guy just kind of going, how many Marios are there? 3. And he's just kind of like, that's awesome.
I forgot about that, but yeah, and it's a good cast as well. I mean, like everyone in that film has either they had done better things or they went on to do better. I mean, I quite think John Leguizamo is good value in everything he does, even if he's quite annoying. But he always brings something to the table. I don't know. Maybe I should get a taste in films. I don't know.
No, he's quite good. I mean, he was the voice of Goon in Titan AE.
Oh yeah. Again, it's another one of those films that it probably isn't cool to like,
or Titan AE is awesome.
It is awesome, isn't it? Yeah.
I will fight people who say otherwise.
He actually lost his voice for about 2 weeks after voicing that character.
Seriously?
He put on such a weird voice. He was just kind of like, I want to do something weird and different. And he couldn't speak properly for about 2 weeks after doing all his lines.
Right, after the podcast, we're all coming around my house and we're going to watch a triple bill of Titan AE, Treasure Planet, and Star Chaser: The Legend of Orin. Okay, so
yes,
sounds good.
So see you guys there.
Right, I'll pick you up first, Adam.
Yes, someone's gonna have to pick me up because I don't drive, as you know, or or let me drive and let's see how far we get. So
fire up the Zeppelin
to the Hindenburg.
So back to Jurassic Park. Yeah, I should probably go see it, I guess.
I do want to go see Jurassic Park. I am seriously excited about the idea of going to see it in the cinema again.
Yeah, I actually went to see it twice when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point I actually did want to be a paleontologist. But then when I realised that I couldn't actually spell paleontology, I thought it's probably not going to be a good idea.
Well, that didn't stop Mikey. He's
I was good. Yeah, I can't believe we're actually talking about paleontology and Mikey is nowhere to be seen. I like the poetic symmetry of that he's there. He's talking to the podcast now, thinking he's contributing, but you're contributing even less than usual, Michael.
Oh
no, he was quite good when I sent him that picture of my daughter eating a dinosaur, and I said, "What are the two dinosaurs in this picture?" And he was just kind of like, "Well, the one on the left, I can't see enough of it to make a proper accurate judgment. The other one's a huge baby." Okay. Yeah,
and that's how he passed dinosaur exams.
He just wrote "huge
Dinosaur
baby"
exam.
and started screaming at the
Yeah. He's just weeping. Yeah, big infant. And it's like, yeah, you pass. I really hope that he knows that little crack was made with love. I genuinely love Mikey. I wasn't sort of a diss. Yeah, okay, good, good.
Oh, we all love Mikey.
Yeah, genuinely.
He's a wonderful, wonderful guy.
Oh yeah, just for the love of God, Mikey, shave that tash.
No, he must not shave it. He must groom it. It's full-blown 1920s gangster style.
I do think he'd look quite good if he sort of, waxed the ends and got it Bigelow-esque.
If he grew like the little curls at the end and then the little strip down the chin.
Look, we've got until August before we see the guy. He's got no excuses.
Yeah, Mikey, get to it.
Yeah.
Just needs a top hat and a cape. And then he can tie Andy to some to some rail tracks.
Providing Andy's wearing a frock.
Sounding like there's going to be a lot of top hats and canes at Auto Assembly this year. They're flipping better be.
Oh.
I've already got a cane.
Yeah,
it was actually a wedding present from my my best man, because he said it's still law that if you have a cane no thicker than your thumb, you're still allowed to beat your wife with it by law.
Oh, now he tells me.
And
that's why he needs entertainment. But I just need to stress for legal reasons. I'm obviously not going to beat my wife. Just fill a sock full of oranges and whittle with the
Nerf, man. Nerf leaves no bruises. Anyway, I just like the fact that Rob wanted to be a paleontologist when he saw Jurassic Park. I wanted to be a T-Rex.
No, I actually wanted to be a paleontologist before Jurassic Park, which is why I got so excited about the film.
Ah, right.
Laura Dern's shorts.
Oh, God, I hit puberty watching that film, like.
Oh, you did, yeah.
Laura Dern. Doing, what the hell's this? Where's all this hair come from? Why has my beard moved?
If only I could be Goldblum enough for her.
Just have to add a erm and a and begin and yes.
And
Yes.
Yes. He did his usual thing,
but
isn't it?
Chaos Theory.
Strange emphasis of words.
Jeff
I don't think that man can actually do a film without having a cup of water with him at some point. In most of his films, he does have a cup of water in like one scene.
Well, unbeknownst to the public, that cup of water is his wife. And he gets her in scenes so he can earn double the wage. Yeah, he gets his wage and then he gets an extras fee, which he has topped up, so you pay the movie.
That's his wife in the same way as Adam's brother travelled to Auto.
Exactly.
Are you saying that he fondled his wife in Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Because he does stick his fingers in it.
Stick his finger in it and then wipe it onto another woman.
He can't watch Jurassic Park with his wife because every time there's that whole rumbling with the T-Rex walking the water, he actually just sits there going, slut. So he's only seen it once. What did the premiere?
What happened to Jeff Goldblum?
You should go back and see it again.
Where is Jeff Goldblum, damn it? Why is he stop making films?
He had a TV show a year or two ago. Actually, you know what he was doing about 2 or 3 years ago was he was advertising the National Lottery in Ireland.
Really?
Yeah, genuinely. I'm sure you can find those ads on YouTube. He was sort of the mascot on the Irish Lotto ads. Yeah.
God.
Trying to get us to contribute to the tax for the foolish. So yeah. That's what he's doing now. But I think he had his own. Yeah, he's a sort of guy like Michael Keaton who needs a kind of a HBO type TV series, a kind of a high end TV series to kind of so we can see him like every week. Yeah. For a couple of weeks a year and sort of show off his talent because they're not getting the film work anymore. But yeah, like Michael Keaton is just brilliant value for money, isn't he? So
completely.
I absolutely love him as Beetlejuice.
Oh yeah, it's just absolutely just stunning career-making performance, isn't it? Sort of thing that should be Oscar nominated but never is. But yeah, and he just will be my favorite Batman forever. I just it's kind of not Batman forever, obviously. That's a different.
God no.
Yeah. I like his rationale that like he sort of claimed that the Bruce Wayne, the way he played it and the way he looks, is the sort of person who wouldn't cope with his parents' death, and it's more believable that he would take that route rather than handsome billionaire Christian Bale, that sort of way. It's kind of he's such a strange, nervy, geeky man that kind of it makes sense to throw on the leather and bring out the wonderful toys. So in some ways
I did actually like the way he portrayed Batman in those films, because when he was Batman, especially in the first one, he showed next to no emotion whatsoever when he was actually in the suit. It's like even when the Batwing was going down, he's pulling on the controls. Usually an actor would be all kind of like have this big grimace on his face, but he just sort of tightening of the lips, and it was like it's kind of like he was just this complete void of emotion. I loved that.
It's so cool when if you're like a Batman fan or comic fan and you believe in these things so much, and when a creative team comes to make a film and they believe in them just as much as you do, and it's like, and so that's why when something like, say, Beast Wars comes along, or even more than Meets the Eye comes along, and someone is making the product that you kind of like, you're like, yeah, we do deserve this, we definitely deserve better, and finally the people who are making the stuff gets it too, so it's a treat. So it's not just a smirk fest like Val Kilmer or George Clooney, it's like like Michael Keaton believes in every sort of millimeter of film of Batman. I think it's good.
Well, to give give Val Kilmer his due. He wasn't bad at what he did. He was just given a terrible script.
It's true. He is kind of the stopgap between the all-out horror of Batman and Robin. But Val Kilmer is he's good. He's good in lots of films. He's shit in a few of them, but no, he is. He's
and ever since Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, I've come to the conclusion that I would.
Really?
Val Kilmer has become a giant cuddly bear of a man.
He is, isn't that all right? Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I mean, he's brilliant in that, isn't he?
He's also got the luxurious voice of Kit.
Yeah, exactly. Ever since Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
That Knight Rider was it just one season, was it, or is it? It's not.
Yeah, it's just one season.
Well, that speaks for itself, then, doesn't it? Sorry, didn't mean to speak across you, Adam. You were going to have a Kiss Kiss Bang Bang fact for us.
Yeah, it was just Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Ever since then, Val Kilmer's just gone into this effortlessly cool area where you can just sit in this little bubble and go, yep, might have been in Top Gun, but look at all these other things I've done.
He's kind of almost got that Alec Baldwin type sort of like... Yeah, where it's sort of like, look, I've been in all the shit I'm going to be in. I'm just going to enjoy myself now and steal the scene of everything I'm in. And as such, he seems to be getting offered a few more interesting things and kind of... although I didn't see him in Life's Too Short, though, but that's mainly because...
I haven't seen that either.
No.
I was going to mention that because I've seen one of the clips he's in. It's one of those cringy, funny kind of moments.
Yeah, which was kind of good 10 years ago, that sort of stuff. I don't know. I think that the Ricky Gervais worm has definitely turned. I think it's where the only argument you'll hear now is, yeah, but The Office was good.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, really?
Hate The Office. Utterly hate The Office.
And did you like anything else he did? Did you like Extras or anything like that? Or
Extras lived and died by who he had on that episode. Like the one with Patrick Stewart is fantastic.
Yeah, it is. He got some good kind of concepts and good performances out of the people. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I mean, I don't know. He just isn't anywhere near as clever as he hopes he is. And he always just seems to be thinking he's astounding you by telling you, oh, there's no God, and I don't believe in God, and it's like, wow, God, it's just so fucking sixth form, isn't it? And,
yeah, that's actually a very good way of putting it. Yeah.
And it seems to me that Stephen Merchant seems to have less and less to do with him these days as well. So that's kind of telling, I hope. So it's kind of, I don't know. Anyway, don't get me started on that.
But to go back to Michael Keaton, who here has seen? I think it's Pacific Heights. Sure, that's what it's called.
No, I know, and it's one of those. Yeah, it's always recommended, and it's one of his. No, you've seen it, obviously, have you?
Oh yes. Because if you want to see what Michael Keaton does with his face, with his Batman face when it's not covered by the mask, watch that film.
Will do.
Because he's fucking terrifying.
Okay.
Might see if I can come across it maybe tonight as I draw. Maybe that'll be a...
I would. There is one sequence where all he's doing is bringing up a floorboard. And you can't help but just sit there going, that man's not right.
Yeah, he's nice. He's fantastic. Do you listen to the What the Fuck podcasts with Mark Maron? Are you aware of those? Any of you guys? No.
No.
Mark Maron, he's an American quote unquote comedian. In as much as he goes, yeah, women, what are they about? But he's but he interviews lots of other comedians and comedy actors, and he started to get some amazing guests on, like Mel Brooks and Dick Van Dyke, and actually getting and they're definitely it's called WTF is the name of the podcast, and WTFpod.com. But he recently had Michael Keaton on for an hour. Just talking, and if you didn't love Michael Keaton already, you definitely will after that. So that's everyone, when you're not listening to this podcast, I'd suggest you go maybe check out some of Mark Maron's podcasts and not all of them.
Just go listen to Michael Keaton. Let's get that man some work again. Come on.
Yeah, absolutely. He was supposed to be Jack in Lost. He was the original choice. Yeah, he was the original choice for Jack in Lost, and I think he pulled out quite last minute. And then they kind of rewrote the character entirely. I think the plan was that he was going to die in the pilot or in the second episode. That he was just one of these sort of Hollywood sort of kind of worms that they dangle to try and get you to watch the series, and then they sort of get rid of him when he becomes too expensive. But yeah, I mean, something like a Breaking Bad or a Boardwalk Empire, that's what we want.
Oh man, Michael Keaton in Boardwalk Empire.
Something like that. I should be in charge of Hollywood.
Evidently.
Yeah, I'm glad we agree. I'm gonna have to go quite shortly. I know that's not a very professional way to finish a podcast, but
no. I've been keeping an eye on the time there, and it's actually the last 10 minutes has just vanished into the ether there.
Yeah,
we'll draw this to a close. So thank you very much.
That's not the only drawing I'll be doing tonight.
Oh! But what are you drawing? Can you tell us? I'm
drawing the cover. I'm inking the cover to issue 17 of More Than Meets the Eye.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, so people keep your eyes open for that one.
Yeah, I think I tweeted last night, the night before we recorded this, that it is the saddest cover of More Than Meets the Eye so far. So, but I will have to emphasize so far, I think. So yeah, it's kind of, or it's definitely my saddest cover, I think. So yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I wish I could tell you a bit more about it. Obviously, I can't tell you who's on it or anything like that, but there's only one character on it anyway, so yeah.
Oh, before we draw this to a close, because I realise that you're going to have to get on, I'm going to ask you two questions, Mr. Roche.
Yeah!
One, can you tell us something that not many people would know about yourself? It could be anything. It could be the type of socks that you like to wear. It could be the type of hat you like to buy. Anything you want, something that not many people know.
I'm just kind of looking around my room and see if I've got anything that could spring an answer off into me. Something about me. I don't know. I think I'm pretty transparent. I think most people know the things that you're not supposed to know about me. Like, I like darkness too much.
Do you mean the band or just in general?
I mean the band. I don't make that noise.
I'll make the very noise I wish to, sir.
Listen, sir.
I believe in a thing called bleeding love, so you will take my petty vengeance.
That's just one song. By far
the best song on the album was "Get Your Hands Off My Woman, Motherfucker."
Get Your Hands Off My Woman, Motherfucker is a good one. Growing on Me is a good one about genital warts. That's a good one. So everyone knows that. Everyone knows that I used to be in pantomime, things like that. I used to do.
No, you didn't.
Hey! So, okay, come at me with the next question, and that can buy me some time.
Well, the next question was just a very simple one of, if you wanted people to find you somewhere in the social media cloud of the internet, where would people find you?
Well, they'll find me wherever there is hope. They'll find me. They'll find me in the exact opposite place, and obviously they'll find me on Twitter, which is sort of a
pit of despair.
It's a tempting. No, I'm quite glad I joined Twitter, but it is weird that I now feel that I have an inalienable right to reply to critics that are not on Twitter. So if I see someone on a message board say something like, "Oh, I didn't quite like the way he drew that finger," and it could be just something as slight as that, I'll write out something on Twitter and almost post it, and it's very tempting to sort of become when dealing with monsters to become a monster yourself, So it's but in general, at Nick Roche is where to find me on Twitter. I'm there a lot, it would seem. But I'm finding it quite productive, Twitter. I kind of joined up when I was having a bit of a slump work-wise in sort of inspiration. And I kind of find now that there's people interacting with me, I'm very much aware that there are people, not just the comic company I'm working for, people who are waiting for me to, who will probably buy the product or are interested in. And so now I feel like I'm accountable by having an account. So in that respect, even though it looks like I'm dossing a lot of my time, Twitter's pretty good. So there, and then nickroach.blogspot.com, but I'm there quite rarely, I have to say. It's usually when there's a convention coming up and I'm looking for commissions and things like that. So those are the two places. I'm just trying to go back to see what my thing you don't know about me would be. I thought that I would have been not an artist but a snooker player. I always wanted to be a professional snooker player, and the first thing that I was ever passionate about was snooker from the age of like 2 or 3, and I used to demand to be dressed in dicky bows and waistcoats, and I was obsessed with and one of the very first things I drew consistently was snooker tables, just inanimate snooker tables, just drawing the setup of the balls and the order. So that was like age 3. I knew all the points. I knew kind of like which color you need to hit after which ball and stuff like that. I was really mildly autistic about snooker up until Knight Rider came out. And then I was sort of like, there's a car who talks, and I can draw him. And then Transformers came out, and like, these cars talk, and they turn into robots. So, but I was obsessed. I wanted to be a snooker player when I was like sort of up until the age of like 6 or 7. And
did you actually play any snooker?
Yeah, I did, and I was as good as a 6-year-old could be, I guess. But I'm distinctly mediocre now. But it's the only sort of sport I like to play and like to watch. And and productivity does tend to go down very intensely around the last 2 weeks of April when the World Championship snooker is on. So it's best that I get my deadlines out of the way over the next 2 weeks, I think. So yeah, there you go. Nick Roche, snooker fan.
And we'll finish this off then with a quick story, because you mentioned it earlier on, and I do feel that you do need to understand this tale. This tale that was told and hinted at on Twitter earlier today. In the 1960s, allegedly, the CIA decided it would be a really good idea to try and create conversations and communications between human and dolphin. To do this, they flooded a house, half flooded the bottom floor of a house, and moved a dolphin and a young woman in, right?
Okay.
All right.
To create a happy atmosphere for the two of them to work together, for the dolphin and the woman to learn each other, eventually they hit upon the idea of what would create a bond. Hand jobs.
Oh dear God.
So the woman was giving hand jobs to the dolphin.
Ah.
And apparently it worked. The dolphin became more interested in these lessons for a short time. So what's the next logical step?
Oh God, no.
They got the woman and the dolphin to go on an acid trip together. They dropped acid together. Guess what we're still not doing? Still not having conversations with dolphins. So thank you, the CIA, for that wonderful little story.
All I know about the CIA and the 1960s, it crosses over in the Venn diagram subset of acid. That's so weird. There's so many stories. It's like, really important national security. Let's see what happens if we do some national security on acid. That's pretty impressive, Adam. I'm glad that you were the one to tell me that.
I've got hundreds of these stories now. I collect them in my brain. So, with that, we shall let you get away and let you get on with your life and pray that we never speak again.
Yeah, I think my life has been... it's definitely been sullied. I couldn't say it's ruined, but it's definitely shop soiled after this.
I think
It's
we
gonna
should
need
put that
clean.
on the quote.
Yeah.
The old outhouse life sulliers.
It was worth the black shadow, I think this podcast. So
I still wish that uncroaching thing had been on purpose. God damn it!
yeah, I know. We all do. So thanks for having me, you guys.
Oh, thank you very much for coming on.
No, thank you for coming.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
we
it's fun.
should. Yeah, let's hope there's a next time.
I hope so. I'm hoping for more tea and crumpets with Nick Roche.
Yes, and manly wagers in gentlemen's clubs libraries.
Yes. AA this year, I demand satisfaction, sir. I demand
Yeah.
the loser has to scale Everest.
If you demand satisfaction, sir, I suggest you place your request with a dolphin, sir.
Good lord.
What will the dolphin say? Simply put, the dolphin will say, more hand jobs.
Dolphin will say,
I leave you with this thought. Imagine a dolphin with human eyes.
Ah.
Was once a man.
whoa.
Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.